freedom hangs in the balance. One voice refuses to be silenced. From the front lines of the information war, standing with patriots across this great nation, this is where the truth fights back! Welcome to the James Justice Show!
Heavenly Father, give us courage when it's dark and wisdom when things get tough. Help us stand up for what's right, protect others, and take care of the country we love. Keep us strong, together, and with you. Amen! Fight! Fight! Fight!
To the James Justice Show!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the James Justice Show. Today is April 14th, 2026. I am your host, James Justice. Let's go! All right. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the James Justice Show. Make sure you share this out so we can defeat these algorithms and the censorship. We count on you as always. And if you're Apple or Android user, make sure you head on over to the App Store and download America First Media and Television so you get the notifications of all the events we have here. There's awesome times to be had, but make sure you get down here to have them. So with that, let's get into some news. So the oil markets are going crazy right now. The United States has become a major pillar of these markets, and the ships are just coming and coming and coming. And this has to do with Donald Trump with a strategic move that he did, and he closed the Strait of Hormuz. And that was the best thing that we could have did, because now the global oil market is going to be depending on us. And I have a video that's going to break it down a little bit. Let's check it out.
A ship tracking firm reports 121 empty oil tankers are making their way to the United States of America. 68 of those 121 vessels are very large crude carriers capable of carrying 2 million barrels apiece.
What?
President Trump has urged countries squeezed by Iran's destruction of the Strait of Hormuz to turn to American energy supplies instead. Well, it would appear perhaps they are obliging him. They are listening to Trump. The president told Fox, quote, China can send their ships to the U.S., China can send their ships to Venezuela, while also saying that empty oil-carrying ships from many nations are all headed to the U.S. to load up. That from the president of the United States.
Look at that. Look at that. So we're going to have drill, baby, drill, full effect. They're going to be expanding the ports. And all these ships that are coming in, they're going to be loading up with oil. They're going to have to pay us for the oil. And I think the deficit and everything that has been exploding this entire time, maybe there'll be a little ease on it, and we'll be able to get our economy back in control, because it's kind of getting out of whack a little bit, and something has to be done. And this is a really good move, because strategically, if we're selling all the oil and China basically relies on these oils for the Strait of Hormuz for the oil, and we're choking them, then China's going to have to abide by whatever terms and conditions that we have, because we owe them a lot of money, man. They've been sending a lot of ships and stuff over here with all their goods, and just like, here, take it, run the tab. And we owe them a lot of money. So the trade deficit with China can be curbed by choking them a little bit with this oil, which is absolutely awesome. So shout out to President Trump. Good move on that. And we'll see where the gas prices come within the next couple of weeks. They should be coming down once they start opening up more pumps and the ports expand. And it's going to be a lot of jobs created. So it's a good look. It's definitely a good look. So there's a reporter that goes around, and she goes right into the core of a lot of protests throughout the country. Her name is Savannah Hernandez. And she got a rise on Alex Jones. I don't know, what would you say, about maybe 10 years ago, man. Time flies. About 10 years ago, she was on the Alex Jones show, and she's a very good reporter, very articulate, very pretty, has a very good, demeanor when she's out there questioning people. And she was violently assaulted at the last protest she attended. I mean, violently assaulted, and it's really messed up. I got her on Laura Ingraham having a conversation. Let's roll that.
Savannah, I was very worried about you when I saw this video. It's very scary. I was standing exactly where you were standing back in January, and these people are crazy. Why did it escalate so quickly?
Well, let's make no mistake, Laura. This escalated because they found out that I work for Turning Point USA. This isn't the first time that I have been confronted and assaulted at this point for journalism on the streets of the United States of America. But since Charlie Kirk's assassination, this is now the third time that people have come up to me after I have not been interviewing, not been engaging, but simply being on the street and filming a protest, figured out I work for Turning Point USA, and have made a point to confront me, to threaten me, to harass me, and now brutally assault me to prove a point. So that's why this escalated, Laura. I wasn't interviewing anybody. I wasn't engaging with anybody. I was, and I apologize. This is the first time I'm talking about this assault, and I'm scared to report, Laura. This is my job. It's what I've been doing for the last 6 years. And I'm terrified to do my job. I can't even interview people properly on the street because I got brutally assaulted and pushed to the ground by a 250-pound man for simply going and reporting on anti-ICE activities. I made a point not to engage, Laura, because I know the left wing is violent. They assassinated Charlie Kirk last year, and now they're coming for each and every single Turning Point USA employee because they know they can get away with it because the local jurisdictions aren't going to charge them.
Yo. That's crazy. That infuriates me and boils my blood to see somebody with that stature. She weighs like 100 pounds and getting shoved around. And, you know, they didn't show her getting shoved in that video, but I got it, and we're going to show it just so everybody else can get pissed off because this is unacceptable in America. We have a First Amendment right of freedom of press to go out and record and document what the hell's going on public streets without getting harassed, bullied, stabbed, shot, whatever you want to call it, but that's unacceptable. It's actually absolutely unacceptable. The police need to get involved, lock these people up. I can't believe we're still at a point right now, like in Portland, where you still have like mobs of people, 30, 40 people outside of the ICE facilities. Yo, why don't you wrap these people up as domestic terrorists? I don't understand. What's the problem? But, you know, it's very infuriating seeing this stuff. And let's roll the clip of the guy that actually shoved her. And look at this psycho. Go ahead, roll it. Look how big this guy is, man. Yo, I swear to God, like, where are the real men? He should have got punched in the face immediately.
It's over.
Yo, people like that need to be arrested immediately, and I bet you that guy's still free. If not, I hope he gets the maximum penalties of whatever the hell the assault charge is in that area, because unacceptable. I mean, you know, as journalists, we should be free to be able to record and document whether it's police in their public, the course of their duties, or anything going on in a public setting. We should be able to record that and not be harassed and intimidated and bullied. And, you know, it's never really happened to me. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because I look a little crazy when I lock eyes with somebody. But it's just because I'm not intimidated. I've seen it all. I've been through it all. And it's not going to happen on my watch. So if that would have happened when I was there, that dude would have been, you know, on the ground with a broken nose. And if I got to take on the mob, I'm taking on the mob, and we'll turn it into a giant mosh pit because, you know, those are the times I get down from. I was born in the 80s. I don't know about these kids, these new school people or people older than me, but, you know, we got down in the 80s, and we're not intimidated or scared by any of this crap. And, you know, hearts of lions, that's what we got. And we're the warriors that are going to be saving the society, because the generations that came after us, you know, it got softer and softer as time went by, and all these policies went into place where you got participation trophies for kids that were spinning around in the outfield. Yo, listen, I coached Little League back when the participation trophies were introduced, and it was absolutely ridiculous. I was coaching my son for about 2 to 3 years on a baseball team, and at the end of the season, the kids that didn't do anything still got a trophy. And my son was, because I was the coach, you know, I told him, I said, listen, you didn't put in any effort at all. And in my generation, if you didn't put in any effort, or you weren't first, second, or third of the division, you're not going home with anything. Better luck next time, buddy. Try harder. And to soften up the public like that is absolutely ridiculous, and you can see what it did by the way society is today. You have pink furries running around on the streets and people wearing makeup and all this other crap that, it made no sense. Back in the day, back in our time, if you acted like a weirdo in society, you got treated like a weirdo in society. You got shunned, and you keep that shit. That's why they came up with in the closet, because that's where you'd hang that thing up. All right, you want to parade around someone else's house or go to a party or whatever, go ahead, go parade around. But in public, it was like, you're a weirdo, man. You're a fag or whatever they call it back then. But, that's when society was more just and people had more morals. And they're like, what are you doing? And you're like, imagine in the 1960s if I got to find a clip. There's got to be a clip with a movie where it's the 1960s and the kid comes out in a dress, right? And the dad's just looking at him like, what the hell you doing right there, man? Go get that off before I whoop your, I'm trying to keep it clean for television. But, yeah, so make sure you head on over to the app, the America First Media and Television, and download that. It's very important. We're trying to build up this network. We're about to take over the world with truth, not sugar, watered down lies, or anything scripted. I don't have a teleprompter in front of me right now. I'm looking at a screen that's got a timer on it to let me know when it's time for the commercial, and that's it. Other than that, it's all off the top of my head, and I pre-organize a couple of things that I want to talk about on the show, and I'll add my clips, and we'll put them on screen. But aside from that, you were getting the raw truth and knowledge and information of a lifetime of James Justice, and I've learned a lot. I've been with the John Birch Society. Well, I'm not with them, but I've been learning things about the John Birch Society since I was 14, 15 years old, that I sat in on a meeting that was my girlfriend's uncle that was into the anti-communist revolution and the 45 communist goals and the Council on Foreign Relations and the Bilderbergs and the Rockefeller family and the entire dynasty that was created in the 1900s to basically enslave us all. Because, before 1913, we weren't paying income tax, and things were kind of working out over there, weren't they, until all these world wars took place, and, we got slung shot into poverty, and that's what's going on now, But with that, we got about 20 seconds left. So make sure you share out the video. These algorithms are crazy when you tell the truth. So make sure that you share it out to your friends and family, whether you got to email it out, whether you have to text message it, take it off platform, screenshot it, download it, do whatever you got to do. But get this out. The America First Warehouse, the most patriotic venue in all the land. See you in a minute.
Most people think they have options when searching for the best deals when they travel. But here's the shocking truth. 100% of the major travel agencies are owned by just two entities, Expedia and Booking Holdings. They claim to offer the lowest rates, but due to the hotel rate parity agreement, they all have the same pricing, limiting genuine competition. When you book through these sites, you act as your own travel agent, but the profits are going to organizations that don't support our patriot values. We cannot allow that to continue. So, we decided to make travel great again by starting a US-based travel membership platform, mypatriottravel.com. We are patriots helping patriots. Together, we can disrupt the travel industry by not spending our hard-earned dollars supporting the radical left. For just $29.99 per month, you gain access to true wholesale rates on travel, saving you on average 35% and up to 65%. Book as often as you like, with no limits. Keep your hard-earned dollars in your pocket and spend them on things you need and want to support. Go to mypatriottravel.com/TAFW and grab your membership today. mypatriottravel.com/TAFW, making travel great again.
Are you a true American? Then it's time to get connected. Download the America First Media and Television app and stay up to date with real news, bold voices, and live events from the America First Warehouse. From national broadcasts and exclusive shows to comedy nights, concerts, and special events. It's all right at your fingertips. No filters, no spin, just America First. Download the America First Media and Television app today and be part of the movement.
I'm sure you guys remember the platinum single, Justice for All, with Donald Trump and the J6 Prison Choir. Well, get ready for round 2. We're coming out with Anthem of the Free with High Res and the J6 Prison Choir. It's coming out now. It's pre-sale until December 19th when it drops. Get yours on all platforms, Google Play, Apple iTunes. Get it. It's going to be hot.
Justice for all, our voices ring. The anthem of the free.
It's me, Joe the Box, the America First Warehouse, most patriotic venue in all the land.
The America First Warehouse, a beacon for all to see, a symbol of unity. For the patriots of America, we stand tall and free. In the America First Warehouse, where our hearts will always be.
Welcome back to the most patriotic venue in all the land, the America First Warehouse. You gotta come here for an event. It's so crazy here. It's like such a good vibe. Everybody here is patriotic. They love this country. They know the Constitution. They're smart. They're intelligent. They investigate. So book your tickets. Go to the AmericaFirstWarehouse.com. Click on events and sign up for one of these great events before the tickets all sell out, because these things sell out quick. We pack this place out and we have a great time. So with that, let's get into a funny video that I thought was pretty funny. I caught a video of the Hodge twins today, and they were talking about a picture that Trump put up, and the liberals and everybody went into this big fuss about it because they said he looked like Jesus, and I was late to the party, man. I missed this one, so I saw it in the video, so I clipped it real quick. Let's check this out. It's actually pretty funny.
And had to do with Red Cross. As a Red Cross worker there, which we support, and only the fake news could come up with that one. So I just heard about it, and I said, how did they come up with that? It's supposed to be me as a doctor making people better, and I do make people better. I make people a lot better.
You got to be kidding. How did people come up with that? He said it's fake news. Well, let's see how. Wait a minute. How did we come up with that? He says he's a doctor. Yeah. So you have a glowing orb in your left hand, and you're touching this man's head, and it's glowing. Yeah. I've never seen a doctor wear garb like that. I mean, if you're a doctor, where's your white jacket? Where's your stethoscope? And where's your clipboard at? But you have to be specific when you put that in AI. You got to put me healing somebody, but depict me as Jesus Christ. Yeah. If you type in ChatGPT, hey, give me a picture of Donald Trump as a doctor healing somebody, it's no way in hell AI is going to come up with a picture of Jesus and Donald Trump healing somebody. You got to be very specific when using AI. Yeah. You got to give it the right prompts. Yeah.
You do.
You get that picture. You have to put in AI, depict me as Jesus Christ. Because if you depict me as a doctor, you have the white jacket and the stethoscope. Yeah, and the clipboard.
Yo, that is so funny. That is so funny because it's true. You really have to prompt whatever picture you're going to make with AI exactly to the specifications you want it. And that's great. And I think we do a little trolling, folks. We do a little trolling. And I think the left and everybody, the right too, is going to have a complete meltdown because we trolled them, we got them, and that's how we do America First. But yeah, that was funny, man. What a great clip that was. So over the weekend, we had a great event over here. We had Tommy Robinson, a fearless patriot from the UK that assembles armies, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of patriots in their countries where they just assemble and they show up and they make things happen. And he's faced a lot of backlash because he was exposing the Islamic invasion into their countries that was done by George Soros and all these other, globalists that wanted to import and break the countries apart. And he fought against it on the front lines and had a big backlash with the Arab populations that were being imported there. But, through his bravery, he went mega, mega, mega viral, and he's got a lot of people that support him. So this is a picture I got of the event right here. Let's pull this up. So that's me standing in front of the screen. We're coming together, man. Like, patriots have to stick with patriots. Doesn't matter what flag you come from. If you love your country and want to fight for your country, we stand with you. The same way we stood with Canada with the big truck rallies. Remember that went down under the COVID lockdowns, and we were seeing old ladies getting trampled by horses. when that happened, that pissed us off. And they were peacefully protesting. They were fully engaged, massive amounts of trucks and convoys. And we made it happen here, too, with the 2022 People's Convoy that was coast to coast. Truckers, RVs, cars, and everybody that loved this great nation came together, Hagerstown, Maryland, at the racetrack, and they were there for over a month. I would say almost 2 months over there. An entire city set up with patriots and food, everything you could imagine. Donations poured in from all over the country, and it was one of the best experiences I ever had in my life, and it was pretty awesome. I got a picture with me and Tommy. Let's pull that one up. Yeah, Tommy Robinson, man. Look him up. If you don't know who he is, go look him up. Go follow him. Tell him I sent you, and definitely watch what he's doing, and it'll probably inspire you to stand up as well. And, yeah, man. Let's get into a video, a little sneak preview that I take because I do all the behind-the-scenes recording for the events that take place here. So let's check one of these things out. Let's roll it. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back at the most patriotic venue in all the land, the America First Warehouse. Look at this place, guys. This is the setup we got going on. This is for the Tommy Robinson interview with Kevin McGinnis. The doors aren't open yet, of course, but with me, you always get behind the scenes. Let's see where these guys are going to be sitting. Bang! Here we go. So this is the most patriotic venue in all the land. You will never find a place like this anywhere else in the United States. So make sure you head on over to the App Store for Android or Apple and download America First Media and Television. America First Media and Television, or you can go straight to the website and theamericafirstwarehouse.com, and you'll see all the podcasts. This place is a powerhouse in the America First world, and we're trying to take back this great republic, and that's what we're doing. So when these doors open up, I'll be back, and I'll let you guys in on the action. Let's go! What a time that was. That was a really good time, and the stories that he came out with, you know, it's just so mind-blowing of the things he had to deal with in his country for standing up for his country. If you want to see the full feed in high-quality, high-def video, you can go to the America First Warehouse on Facebook or any of the platforms that they broadcast on. We have Rumble, we have YouTube. And so head on over there. You can see the full high-quality videos. It's very, very, very informative. So I highly suggest you go over there and do that. And speaking of patriotic things, pull up this flyer. We have a rally that's going to be in Buffalo, New York. And that's going to be on the 4th of July to celebrate the 250th birthday of America, this great land. So somebody sent me that on Facebook and he asked if I can get it out for him. So I said, of course I can get it out. We're all patriots over here. We're all fighting for the same cause. We want to restore this great republic once and for all and be done with these globalist scum parasites that have been leeching off our communities, off our families, and our way of life that we need to get back. Absolutely. Absolutely, because we're tired of being enslaved. We're tired of being lied to about every single thing that we are supposed to know the truth about. It's just a big lie. It's just a big lie, you know. What I feel the education system should be, right, by the time somebody gets out of high school, not just regular jobs like auto mechanics or carpentry or, you know, horticulture, whatever they were providing back in the day as vocational training. I think they need more, like, as soon as you're a kid, right? Kids like to get dirty and play in the dirt, right? Why can't they know how to have a master's in growing plants and digging in the dirt and planting seeds and growing fruits? And so when they get older, all these different kids that are raised up in society, by the time they're teenagers, they all want to make gardens outside and grow food. And where the strain isn't on the supermarkets or in your pockets where you have to spend all this money on food all the time. God gave us everything we needed for free, right? Nothing else in nature revolves on a monetary system. They all use what was provided to them through nature to make their home, and that's it. There's no taxes. There's no nothing. There's berries. The bushes grow the berries. The birds eat the berries. It's all free. We're the only idiots living outside of God's system where we're relying on outside people and outside forces to get us through life. All right, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And the people that you're entrusting to get your food from, instead of growing it yourself through the heirloom seeds that have survived the thousands and thousands and thousands of years that we've been on this planet, you rely on genetically modified seeds that are not tested for carcinogenic or mutagenic potential, and you're just consuming all this garbage and processed waste and getting cancer, getting sick. There's age accelerators inside this stuff that's making people's lifespans speed up when we should be living longer. Come on, man, it's 2025. 2026. You're gonna tell me that we don't have the technology to expand life? You know, I had on Dr. Robert Malone a few episodes back on my other podcast, Know Your Enemies, and he was telling me. Well, I brought up a conversation that had to do with telomeres and telomerase, and if you don't know what that is, look it up. I'm not a doctor, but I study some of this stuff and try to make it make sense. So the telomerase and telomeres are basically what makes your lifespan. So as you're growing up, the telomeres are producing and producing and producing, and at a certain point, they just stop, and then they start to deteriorate. So I was talking to Dr. Robert Malone about the mRNA technology possibly being a way, because you could program these things to edit genes, and if the genes are, after a certain point, your telomeres or telomerase start to deteriorate and detract, why can't we make the mRNA go after the gene that does that and reverse it and kind of make it repair the telomeres and make them extend? And it was a weird situation, because he didn't want to answer it, but he kind of answered it, or we tried to, but it didn't go where I was expecting it to go. But anyway, it's basically, it's an unknown territory. If we start doing that, like life extension technology and playing around with the mRNA technology to increase your lifespan, we don't know where it's going to go. So it's kind of like unethical to even practice that stuff. So that's why the rollout of the COVID-19 shot that had the mRNA technology, plus a lot of tainted other stuff that was in it, it was just a big trap. It was a big trap, and hopefully people learn their lesson. And the people that got harmed, and I don't mean to chuckle at it, it's mind-blowing to me how many people just fell for the scam. And they didn't do any research. And I remember the stickers on the floor. I remember the one-directional lanes and wear your mask. I didn't put on a mask one time. Not one mask, not one PCR test. I didn't put on one mask, not one PCR test, folks, because I believe in freedom. So I printed out the executive order that Cuomo put out, because we're in New York over here. And I walked around with it and rubbed the truth in people's faces. Maybe I'll break that down when I get back. But we're going to take a quick break, and I'll see you on the other side. James Justice out of here.
Ready to move and celebrate freedom like never before. The America First Warehouse proudly presents Freedom in Motion, America 250. Join Lisa for an electrifying dance fitness fundraiser designed to get your heart pumping and your spirit soaring. This dynamic 6-week session is perfect for all fitness levels, whether you're just starting out or ready to level up your routine. Feel the energy of an epic patriotic playlist. Boost your fitness, learn exciting new moves, and relieve stress while having an absolute blast. All for just $100 per person, and it all supports a great cause. Spots are limited, so don't wait. Come dance, get fit, and celebrate America 250 in motion.
My name is Elena Ruseva, aka Megalangela. Please check my art at www.megalangela.vip.
Are you a true American? Then it's time to get connected. Download the America First Media and Television app and stay up to date with real news, bold voices, and live events from the America First Warehouse. From national broadcasts and exclusive shows to comedy nights, concerts, and special events. It's all right at your fingertips. No filters, no spin, just America First. Download the America First Media and Television app today and be part of the movement.
If the vote count is accurate, then how come the number of voters is different? And if it's not accurate, then why was it certified? We are suing Letitia James and the New York State Board of Elections for a conspiracy against fundamental rights. This is not about who won. It's not about what party. It's about the fact that they don't care about your rights.
It's me, Joe the Box.
And I'm John the Blanket with the America First podcast.
That's what I'm talking about. The Fred Rubino podcast coming to you from the America First warehouse.
Welcome, everybody, to the James Justice Show, tearing these airwaves apart with all the craziness that goes on in the world.
Welcome to the Patriots podcast. Good evening, everyone.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the On the Right Side podcast here at the America First warehouse in Long Island, New York.
Shane Jenkins here with another episode of Liberty's Cage.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to our podcast, Red, Right, and True.
We are streaming live on America First Media and Television app.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Downey Jr. podcast. Be free, stay free.
The America First Warehouse, where our hearts will always be.
All right. Welcome back. I got some breaking news, guys. Breaking news. Make sure you share this out. So the Real J6 Committee, my buddy Gary McBride, had some breaking news on his show today regarding the J6ers and a lot of people that were released that still had the charges on them where they weren't pardoned. It was a conditional agreement. All of those things have been wiped. So I want you to go over to the Real J6 Committee with Gary McBride. Go find that and go get updated and share the hell out of it, because that is great news. Good things are happening in the country, and the real patriots are seeking justice and accountability, and we're starting to see it trickle back now, and it's a really good look. And I'm excited as hell about that. So share that out. Shout out to Gary McBride, man, with that breaking news. So let's jump back into this. So they have pedophile treatment centers, and I don't know if a lot of people heard about this, but I think it's a really good idea that they start like putting these things everywhere, right? So if you have like a neighborhood, and instead of like going on the maps, you could find these treatment centers where instead of like the pedophiles, you just redirect them into these things. It would be an awesome idea. Let's pull this picture up. There they are. Ta-da! Send them to the chipper. I'm just kidding. Don't take me serious. I don't want somebody going through a chipper, a pedophile, and then it's all of a sudden it's James Justice's fault. I heard it on the James Justice show. So I'm just joking. It's satire. Don't do that, because there's a lot of dummies in the world today that they're like, oh, that's a good idea. I'm gonna go do that. So yeah, I'm done with these pedophiles, man. Shout out to all the guys out there that are setting up these stings and catching these pedophiles, and they're beating the hell out of them. You see them on Facebook, you see it on Instagram, everywhere, TikTok, where the guys are just walking down the aisle like, hey, who you here to meet? And they have all the chat logs. The guys sending, sausage pictures and all that through the text messages, thinking that it's like a underage girl. They beat the brakes off these people, and you can't see it on social media, so they have their own little channel set up off platform where you can go check that out. But I highly suggest that you follow these guys, because their arrest rates are really good. After they get done beating them silly and smacking the glasses off of them, they call the police and they have them come there. They show them all the data that they've got on these guys, and bye-bye, right in cuffs, no questions asked, see you later. The DA is going to eat it up. So big shout out to all the dads against pedophiles. So yeah, man, that's awesome. Speaking of another thing, right? I got to get into this because it's absolutely ridiculous. I see all these videos and these like project communities and like Atlanta, Georgia, and all these places. Why the hell are the black girls tweaking so bad? What the hell's going on inside these places where you got these girls running around? It's the most disgusting behavior I've ever seen in my life. And I'll tell you right now, I would never, ever, ever want to date any of these girls, because could you imagine? Just look at this. Roll this clip. Look. Tossing people. Cops outnumbered. Look at that. There's about 60 of them out there. He's trying to make the arrest. Oh, no. no, you heard her. Oh, no, you guys are trying to interfere with the arrest of somebody that probably assaulted the cop in the first place. And, you know, what do you expect? What do you expect? Listen, man, to all my black brothers and sisters and patriots out there, please try to talk some sense into these, you know, these neighborhoods where things are spiraling out of control, where it's like influence with gangs and selling drugs, and the hip hop culture has just completely polluted the minds of the young. Go in there and talk some sense into these kids, man, because this is the future of our nation. And, you know, we're all Americans here. We all need to be educated. We all need a little help sometimes. But at the end of the day, if nobody's going into these neighborhoods and trying to wake up the consciousness of these young men, there's going to be no hope, and it's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and explode and fester until it's just knocking on your doorstep where somebody's kicking in your door at like 3 a.m. just to rob you for fun. It's a game now. Right. So let's not get to that point. Let's get our culture back under control. You know, like whether you're Chinese, wherever you come from, we don't care. We just want to see you do the right thing. We want to call you our brother and sister and have the American, you know, interlocked brotherhood and sisterhood that we're supposed to have. We're supposed to be one big family. And that's why it's so important that people assimilate, you know. So shout out to ICE. Shout out to Tom Homan. We appreciate everything that's going on. We're getting the criminals out of the country. We're getting people that aren't supposed to be here, overstayed their visas, out of the country. Listen, you might be good people. Come back. Do it right. You know, whatever. It's a long process. We're sorry. We're a great nation, and we're safe, and we have jobs, and people, you know, we want to thrive here, and we're not going to be taken over by some communist nation, and we're not giving up our guns. That's never going to happen. Our Second Amendment stands strong. We stand firm on the Second Amendment, because without the Second Amendment, you can't back up the First, and they made it the First because it's that important, and they backed it up with the guns to protect it. So don't ever forget that. Don't ever forget that the schools used to have shooting lessons inside the schools, and kids could bring their .22 rifles to school and learn how to shoot and be marksmen. And there wasn't a big deal. There were no mass shootings back then, right? People had shotguns and rifles on racks inside their pickup truck going to school, right? Windows down, whole day passes, nobody's stealing nothing. Why? Why weren't anybody stealing anything? Let's think about that for a second, because maybe the quality of life was better back then, right? Maybe the purchasing power of the dollar was super, super strong back then. Excuse me. You know, what happened to our currency? What happened to our money? What happened to our purchasing power? And these are questions a lot of people don't understand the answers to. They're just like, you know, it's financial. It's over my head. I don't do taxes like that. I have an accountant. So it's really not that hard to break down once you really study it. Just take like 1 hour a day for 1 week. That's all you need, about 7 hours, and you will have the economic system of our country and how it's a big sham. You'll have that mapped out verbatim, you know, everything about it. It's quite simple. It's really simple. So the more money we spend from the Federal Reserve, who doesn't have any money on their books, and they just keep printing and printing and printing and printing, right? Every time they hit that print button and more money gets introduced into the circulation, the purchasing power of our dollar goes down the toilet. Now, the reason why, to break it down in layman's terms, right, it's like having a baseball card with Babe Ruth, and there's only, let's say, 5 of these rookie cards in the world. They're going to be worth $100 million. They're going to be worth, you know, gold, diamonds. Now, when you start taking those cards and other people start popping up with those cards and they're like, hey, look, I got one too, I got one too, I got one too, I got one too. You'll see how fast that $500 million card goes down to 5 cents. And it's the same principle that we do with our monetary system. And, you know, we're just the repayers of the debt. That's the bottom line. You know, we have to pay taxes. You don't own anything. Well, put it like this. Klaus Schwab said you'll own nothing and be happy, right? Well, you're going to eat the bugs and the Great Reset, and we know about all that. But at the end of the day, this guy and these people that run these organizations, they're going to be the ones calling the shots. So we have to know who the hell these people are. It's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. You want to hear something crazy and even more ridiculous? Illinois passed a law, not recently, it was in 2021, but it went under the radar, where you no longer have to tell people that you have HIV or an infectious disease, sexually transmitted disease, you could just sleep with them and not say nothing. And then when they find out about it, you don't get criminally charged. Now, before, you used to get criminally charged for giving somebody HIV, an unwilling participant that would have had a choice if you were like, hey, listen, I got HIV, and you still want to knock boots, and they're like, hell no, because most people wouldn't. But now it's legal. Pull up this picture real quick. So this guy right here, this guy signed it, right? This was in 2021, and I don't know how things like this take place where there's not an uproar in the citizens, because at what point does it stop, right? If you can do that and you could just sleep with anybody, if a sick person could sleep with somebody and not have to tell them, how is that not a crime? Because you're shortening the lifespan of another individual without their consent. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So I don't get it. And how far does it go, Do the blood banks right now? So everybody's posting these banners around their profile pictures on social media saying, oh yeah, I donated blood, I gave blood, I gave 2 pints, I gave this, I gave that. But at the end of the day, are these people vaccinated? All right? Did they take that hokey pokey? Did they take that shot, the clot shot? Did they take that? Because if they did, I think the blood supply is getting a little tainted, isn't it? Like that's a little crazy. So I think that's something that should be a law, that if you took the mRNA shot, which they're actually pulling off the market now after all these years, and we've been blowing the whistle on this forever, they want to pull it off the market. If you missed last week's episode, I had on Dr. Robert Malone. We went over the childhood vaccination schedule and all the crap that's going on within, the White House and everything, because he holds a position in the administration. So check that out. That's last week's episode. And you have to be aware of what's going on in this time that we live in. Yes, you're going to be misled, and you might get a couple things wrong because of AI and things are getting too advanced. I mean, I read some stories sometimes, and it's like so believable when you read it. But then when you do thorough research on the matter, it never happened. It's just a made-up, fictional thing that never happened. And there's like pictures and articles, and it looks like, oh my God, this is breaking news. And it's a ghost story. That's all it is. So you got to watch out for that stuff. You have to educate yourself. Don't even just listen to me, right? If you hear something that I say and you're like, man, I don't think so, look it up and research it, right? And if I'm wrong, which I'm not, because I wouldn't talk about it, I have like a real crazy thing about myself where I don't like to look stupid, right? I don't like to make an ass out of myself. So I'll never talk about anything that I don't fully understand, because then, it leaves room for gaps, and I don't understand something, and then somebody can come in and make me look stupid. And that's not what the Justice Family is about. We're about truth, honor, integrity, and getting the breaking news out to the masses and raising your consciousness. I'll see you in a minute.
Me, Joe the Box, the America First Warehouse, most patriotic venue in all the land.
The America First Warehouse, a beacon for all to see, a symbol of unity. For the patriots of America, we stand tall and free. In the America First Warehouse, where our hearts will always be.
The America First Ultra MAGA Store. For all your MAGA needs. We sell t-shirts, tumblers, flags, hats, sneakers, bumper stickers, and a whole lot more. The most patriotic America First retail store. The America First Ultra MAGA Store.
Get ready to move and celebrate freedom like never before. The America First Warehouse proudly presents Freedom in Motion, America 250. Join Lisa for an electrifying dance fitness fundraiser designed to get your heart pumping and your spirit soaring. This dynamic 6-week session is perfect for all fitness levels, whether you're just starting out or ready to level up your routine. Feel the energy of an epic patriotic playlist. Boost your fitness, learn exciting new moves, and relieve stress while having an absolute blast. All for just $100 per person, and it all supports a great cause. Spots are limited, so don't wait. Come dance, get fit, and celebrate America 250 in motion.
Corporate transfer. Fine professional, moving and storage, and inventory management.
America First Warehouse was really the most patriotic venue that you can ever imagine. We wanted to build something for people to be able to come to and feel so comfortable and so relaxed, because there is nothing out there like it. We give an opportunity for people to really feel good about themselves and about this great country.
Welcome back. What's up, everybody? All right, so let's jump back into this. Did you guys hear about Eric Swallowswell? Swalwell. So this guy had to step down from Congress because he's a degenerate scumbag, big scumbag. And he used to, I don't know if you guys know, a lot of people know this, but you should know this if you don't, that he used to date a girl named Tooth. Or was it Fang Fang? It was a Chinese spy that he was banging for a little while, and she probably leaked out all our country secrets and never saw any accountability for it whatsoever. So this guy is still running around like a snake in Congress, and he hates this country so bad, doesn't want anything prosperous to happen in this nation, and it's gross, absolutely gross. And pull this image up real quick. Look at this one. This is straight out of Trek APAC, and he took over $1 million. Over $1 million from Israeli lobbyists. Over $1 million. So you know he's just got a hand up his crevice, and he's just doing the puppet dance to whatever the hell goes on and whatever is coming his way. So don't be like Eric Swalwell, that guy. He's a real degenerate. So with that, let's get into some happy news, to close this whole podcast out. So I had a dog for 16 years that was amazing. Amazing dog, really smart. He was a Jack Iranian. His name was Sam. And he died maybe about 3 months ago. Lived a really good life. And my kids got to grow up with him. And it was just countless memories that you can't even describe. So everybody that has a dog knows about it. So I got another dog because I have a younger daughter that I want her to experience growing up with a puppy. Shout out to my son. He's 82nd Airborne, finished his contract. So now he's going up to be a dad, and I'm a grandfather. So it's really cool stuff going on. But in the meantime, I got a dog from somebody that I was at a bar one night, one of my favorite pubs I love to go to, called Noble Savage in Glen Cove. This guy, Frank, he brews all the beer himself, and it is the most delicious beverage you'll ever have in your life. So if you like beer, head on over to Glen Cove Noble Savage and go check that place out. Frank's a really good guy, and it's just absolutely delicious. So while I'm down there, I see one of my friends, and she's talking to me. She's got a dog. Dogs are allowed. It's a dog-friendly bar, so you can bring your dogs in there as long as they're not vicious and crazy, acting like those girls we showed earlier. We don't want those dogs. But so if you're in the area, stop by there. I'm talking to her, and she's like, my dog loves you. He doesn't love anybody. This guy never kisses anybody's hand, nothing, and he's like, he really likes you. Do you have a dog? And I told her the story about Sam or whatever, and she's like, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Are you looking for a dog? I'm like, it's got to meet certain requirements, So she goes, well, what do you think about this one? So show up this picture real quick. Yeah. So I saw the eyes on this dog, and I was instantly in love. And I was like, I have to have it. I can't get a huge dog because it's just too much. I don't want to deal with a big, giant dog. So I ended up going to pick her up. We named her Twixie. My daughter was extremely happy. I got another picture of her after she got her collar with us. Yeah. So she's got a Pomsky. She's got husky eyes. absolutely gorgeous, intelligent, 6 months old, and I got the deal of a lifetime because I got her for free. Shout out to the guy that was supposed to get her. She's in good hands now, but he ended up getting deployed to Iran and couldn't take the dog. So there was a desperate home situation, and the guy I got him from has the parents and grandparents, and it was really, really good, really good guy. So I ended up adopting the dog. So he's home with me. So we have a new dog named Twixie, and I put a message out because I got a cage for her, but it ended up being a little too small. So I put a message out to my people on Facebook, and I was like, hey, I got this cage, and it's a little too small for my dog. If anybody out there has a cage that they're not looking, not using, let me know. So my inbox, I get a message, and it was one of my followers, Debbie DeMichael. And I never saw her before, never really engaged with her. And she reached out, and she's like, hey, you're not too far from me. Reach out to me. And I was like, all right, cool. Put up that image again. So if you're on Facebook, I want you to go follow her. She's got an incredible story. So Debbie's dedicated her life to rescuing and rehoming German Shepherds and Belgian Malinois. Not here just in the United States, but all across the world. It isn't just a hobby, it's a mission. She's built a powerful network and helped save countless dogs that otherwise wouldn't have had a chance. If you want to see the impact she's making, head on over to her Facebook page where she documents her work with German Shepherds and the Belgian Malinois across the globe. She's boots on the ground if you have a pup in need. So go follow her. She's an awesome person. And when I got over there, I met up with her because I was looking for the cage. She gave me a whole care package of stuff for my new puppy. So I want to give a big shout out to my follower, Debbie. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. We're going to put everything into good use. And she had, a bed, leashes, and all types of stuff. It was just, the cage itself, a gate. I can go on and on and on. But, yeah, big thank you to you for all that. So I want to pull up some pictures of some of the rescues that she had. And first up, we have Varney from Texas. They were going to kill her there, and she actually got saved. So if you look, the top left picture is her bone skinny up on top, and then you see the progression as it goes down. And that was one of the dogs that she saved. And, what a big transformation. It's crazy. We also have Lily over here. She was found on the street. She was burnt with oven cleaner. And this is a before and after. Man, that's crazy how you can do that to an animal, Where's the humanity in people? It's just pure evil. That's crazy. And then we have Ricky. Ricky, he was starved and beaten by a trainer in Connecticut. He was supposed to help him and, teach him obedience, and he ended up beating the hell out of the dog. And the dog's pretty lucky to be adopted and saved by good people. So big shout out to Debbie. Big shout out to Debbie. So I don't know if you guys heard this one or not. This is another breaking news here. Act Blue is getting called into Congress. So you're going to see this whole thing unfold with Act Blue. Now, I hope they ask the questions that need to be asked, because there's so much dirt and money being pumped into that organization from all these side donors and different shell companies, and they try to spread out their donor list because, apparently they're only supposed to have a certain amount of money per donor. But what they do is they spread it out through thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of small donations to where it just accrues to massive amounts of money. And I don't know if I forgot what the journalist was. I think he was saying something like they're pulling all of these numbers and donations off of nursing home lists, enrollment lists, and they get all these old people that they don't know, they're not active in anything that's going on, and they're just sending checks out like it was coming from them when it's not, like money orders and stuff like that, and they're just accruing massive amounts of money. So that's crazy. We know George Soros has a big part to do with Act Blue, and there are many investigators out there that have torn that organization apart and extracted where the money's coming from, who's the biggest contributors, what the shareholders are of Act Blue, what they do, where they're from, who they're connected with, and yeah, so that's another big juicy thing that's coming up with Congress. You know what I haven't heard about? There was a bunch of people that were supposed to testify in front of Congress. We had Hillary Clinton. What was the other lady's name? I don't know. There was a whole list of people that was supposed to be subpoenaed to Congress to go testify with the Oversight Committee, and I gotta do some updates with that because I haven't really looked into what the hell happened with that. Did they go? Did they not? Leave it in the chat if you know. If Hillary Clinton, she got questioned. I never followed up with that because there's so much stuff going on in the world right now. It's hard to stick on one category, but. Yeah, man. Once again, if you're just tuning in, welcome to the James Justice Show. So go to the App Store, download America First Media and Television. We are heavily censored because of what we talk about, how we talk about it, and we're not scripted. I got no teleprompters, and the algorithms and the powers that be do not want you to hear this message. So if you're getting this message right now, you are the resistance, and by sharing this out, we're increasing the army, and we're increasing the odds of us taking back this republic and actually getting some common sense back down here in America, because we've been going off the rails. We need Jesus Christ back in our lives. Shout out to all the new attendees to the churches. That's what we need. We need morality back here. We need the armor of God for children to understand what that is, how to apply it, because the evil that is running amok in this world right now has to be, quenched at some point. It's got to get squashed. And, so speaking of evil, I had on Dr. William Schnoblin, who was a whistleblower inside the secret societies. This guy started off as a Freemason, and originally he wanted to be a priest. You got to hear the story. I think it's episode 40 of the Know Your Enemies podcast. Google that, and it should pop up. And this guy blew the whistle on all the secret occult stuff that goes on behind the scenes and what he witnessed, what he did. And that's the power structure that controls the world. But there's really, really evil stuff that goes on. And it's hard to even fathom for the common person because we don't think in that mind state. We see a child, we see innocence, we see love, we see light, we see the light in their eyes and how full of life they are. You have these demonic entities and beings that see a child and want to harm them, want to kidnap them, want to kill them. How do you do that? We can't understand that mind state, so therefore we don't look to identify if that's going on because we're just like, we go about our lives. But it is going on. There is evil in the world that needs to be faced, and it needs to be drawn out. And once it's drawn out, we get it out for good. Nobody should be getting manipulated. The entire music industry is hijacked. We'll get into that in a later episode, but the entire music industry is hijacked, and it's all satanic people doing satanic rituals, doing black mass at concerts, and having all the energy of the people that are attending these crowds, chanting and singing along, and they put the artist up on a pedestal because they're the witch, and they're over their covenant, and it's a big black magic. We'll get into that. But you guys aren't ready for that. We'll keep it political for at least till we get into the 20s with the episodes, and then we'll start smashing the hammer on spirituality. I love you. I'm James Justice. I'm out of here. I'll see you on the next one.
For the patriots of America, we stand tall and free in the America First Warehouse, where our hearts will always be. America First Warehouse, a beacon for all to see, a symbol of hope, a symbol of unity. For the patriots of America, we stand tall and free in the America First Warehouse.